Alright, everybody, it's time to talk about Attack of the Clones, people's least favorite prequel. But believe it or not, I don't think it's as bad as The Phantom Menace. Now, I'll admit there is a lot of problems with Attack of the Clones, but something about it, I just enjoy it. I don't know why. Like, I don't despise it like the rest of the world does. And I'm aware that this movie has a lot of problems, but there's a lot of stuff that I do enjoy about this movie. I can rewatch it and not really have problems with it because this did something much better than what the Phantom Menace did, and that is bring you an older Anakin Skywalker that can believably join the dark side. Because Hayden Christensen, I know he got a lot of flack for his acting, and don't get me wrong, his acting is terrible here. Something about his facial expressions show you a lot of like who he is. Example, that scene where he kills off all those Tusken Raiders because they took his mom was great. Like, it showed you really who he was as that guy that we knew was gonna eventually become Darth Vader. Like, that was some true great moments. That is who's Darth Vader's gonna be. But then they kind of ruined it with the actor. Like, yeah, not only did I slaughter those guys, but the women and the men. I hate them. I slaughter them like animals. Like, I don't know. It's just the acting is bad. The I don't like Santa is so infamous in this movie. And most of this movie, as far as the stuff I enjoy about it, has to do with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi became my favorite character because of these movies, and particularly this one is the one that made me really fall in love with him. I love the scene in the bar where he um, basically uses the Jedi mind trick for the first time. I also like his battle with Jango Fett. His entire mission is really to help out the Jedi Order, and that I really love that part about Obi-Wan. Like, honestly, if you focus mostly on him, which is what they did a good job with that. Anakin and Padme had a weird side quest where like all Anakin had to do is guard Padme, but in the process he falls in love. I really wish they had Hayden Christensen start in the Phantom Menace because you could have at least developed a chemistry between the two. Here, I feel like it just got it started, and the whole time it's like this whole thing about the Jedi can't be with the princess. Yet Natalie Portman's wearing all these outfits that is basically like everybody's fantasy at this point. Um, and eventually, yeah, they fall in love. This movie even ends with them getting married. In this film, they also introduce you Jango Fett, who is a character that I enjoyed, and I thought it was really nice. That they gave kind of like a little backstory of who Boba Fett eventually becomes. Like, I didn't hate that part. That part was actually pretty cool. The thing that makes it for me is gotta have to be that battle with all the Jedi's and the clones. It kind of makes up for the name Attack of the Clones because I'm just like, where are the clones in this movie? There's a lot of greatness in that battle alone. It's one of the greatest ever. Um, we finally have the Emperor Palpatine take over. Um, Unfortunately, it is Jar Jar who is the one responsible for Palpatine to be taking over. There's a side theory that Jar Jar is evil or that the Emperor tricked them. All these kinds of theories, but at this point, it just they just make no sense. But anyways, back to the good. That battle with all those Jedi's and the clones was really good. The only thing that was really stupid were C-3PO and R2-D2. C-3PO taking over a body with a gun. All of a sudden, R2-D2 can fly. All this stuff was silly, but man, was it very entertaining. And then we get introduced to Count Dooku, who is like the main villain Sith in this movie. I didn't like him in this movie, but definitely the Clone Wars series is what helped him become a better character. But I don't know, something about Christopher Lee. He was just definitely one of the weaker Siths in the movies. Luckily, these guys have still gotten praise. Like, at least, you got Christopher Lee, one of the greatest actors of all time, helping make this work. And I didn't hate Yoda fighting and jumping around with a CG, like a big CG ball. Like I was actually kind of cool with Yoda doing all these hops and stuff. It was something different and unique. Some people say that it takes away from how cool Yoda was in The Empire Strikes Back. I mean, you could kind of say that, but I don't know. I was okay with this, and they give us more grand visuals. I think that's what helped this movie. There's more visuals that I like. Example, the fights, the there's even like a part where like Obi-Wan and Anakin are in the city, jumping on ships and doing all this stuff. Like that's cool, something you never expect to see. So really this is more of a visual movie. We're slowly building up to Anakin joining the dark side. I think what really helped this movie is just the fact that we had all these series and spin-offs that it really helped make this movie better. Like I don't know, it's not a great movie, but it's very enjoyable to watch. They definitely explored on different characters. More characters had other stuff to do, and they had different visuals. Like some were good, some were bad. Like the diner was kind of silly, but I don't know, something about this just very enjoyable to me. I'll give it a C plus. It's not the best, but it's definitely a bigger and better movie than The Phantom Menace. I think what helps is that this one was too close to what we were eventually going, and I do enjoy it, and I do appreciate that there was at least a vision for this movie, even though some of the things didn't work as well. Now with The Mandalorian and Grogu coming to theaters very soon, I think it'll be fitting that a week from the movie's release, I talk about The Mandalorian, which will be my next review tomorrow. The entire series will be talked about tomorrow, so stay tuned, everybody.